Miami Dolphins. And we've talked about this repeatedly with the fact that the speed of the Miami Dolphins offense is what normally kills defenses. It drives defensive coordinators crazy. It makes them almost borderline insane, trying to figure out how to stop the wide receivers and the running back. And now Jonnu Smith, the tight end, who is on his way to having one of his best years of his career with the Miami Dolphins. And so now you look at it. If you start from the tight end position, you have to worry about that. Then you have to worry about Waddle and Hill. And then you got to worry about the running back position at A-Chain. So knowing that you have to worry about all of that, this is where it's going to be very, very important that safeties coach Stephen Adogoke is on point with making sure that safeties, Jimmy Ward, who will be fluctuating back and forth from the safety position to the corner slot position, Jimmy Ward, rookie Kalen Bullock, and Eric Murray, they have to all be on the same page. And what I mean by they all have to be on the same page when they're in the game together, too many times this season, we've watched them take a misstep. We've seen them go the wrong way and get beat with explosive plays. And if you allow that to happen on Sunday against Miami, they will constantly look for the big play. They constantly look for ways to get those wide receivers open in space so they can get the explosive plays. Look, that Dolphins offense really only wants to stay on the field for like 3 to 5 plays at most, and then they're off. Hey, defense, your turn. And if the safeties for the Houston Texans are not aware, one of the things that head coach DeMeco Ryan said on Monday during his press conference is our eye discipline has to be on point. Our eyes have to be on point. And when I was in the locker room talking to some of the defensive backs, they said, if you're not aware of where their weapons are at all time, don't take your eyes off of them. Don't take your eyes off of them, not one time. Safety Jimmy Ward said, I have to make sure that I read and recognize where everybody is so that we won't get beat by the big plays. You talked about eye discipline. How important is that for the safeties, especially a young safety like Kalen Bullock, to make sure that he's on top of everything and keeping everything in front of him?
Eye discipline is key this week. Yeah. Even though the ball is out, they have a lot of eye candy, as we call it. A lot of eye candy where they present things where a play is going one way and it goes to the other side. So everybody, you just have to maintain your discipline, make sure your eyes are in the proper place with the defensive call, with what we're asking guys to do. If your eyes are right, you have a chance to be right. But if you're seeing too much, then that's where you run into problems. So just ask our guys, see a little, see a lot.
Coach, when you're playing against wide receivers like Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, how important is it for your safeties to make sure that they have great eye discipline and to make sure that they keep them in front of them? Because as explosive as they are, they like to get into space and run.
Yeah, I think obviously one of the core fundamental pieces of playing safety is having great eye discipline and protecting the defense in terms of explosives week in and week out, and understanding like your opponent this week, like they have elite speed between Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, and really, I mean, they have a lot of athletes, but elite speed. So on top of eye discipline and really protecting the defense in the deep end, you got to be great tacklers in space.
And so when you look at that, how important is it for, especially a rookie like Kalen Bullock? He's played exceptional this year, but when you're going up against that type of talent, what is it that you tell him, as far as keeping everything in front of him?
I think focusing on the details of your job. Like, I don't want to say it's too much different from another week, because every week, as a safety, you have to protect the team in terms of explosives. Yeah. Now you're doing it with the understanding that there's elite speed on the other side. And so now it's just awareness, really. But at safety, you can't go out there and try to do something without without being in line with the defensive core values.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You
Yep.
can't operate on your own. No independent contractors.
Yeah.
You play the defense, it would be in good shape.
All right.
Appreciate it.